Hi, everybody. My name is Seth Holland, and I'm here to talk to you today about is your technology listening to you? So, this past Christmas, my family and I we traveled to Walt Disney World in Florida. It was our fifth time to go, but it was our first time to go at Christmas, and we were all super excited. I love Disney, so I just couldn't wait to go. And one of the things that we do while we're down there, we've done it every year, is pin trading. It's just these pins. You buy them and put them on a lanyard and just wear them around. And we bought them off Amazon because they would be much cheaper than buying them at Disney World. And so we were able to get a whole bunch. So we took them with us and we traded and we had a great time. We traded with cast members and other resort guests. And one day while we were down there, my dad was using his phone and he noticed he was receiving ads for Disney pins on Google and Facebook. And he told us, I haven't done any searching related to Disney pins on my phone. All I've done is talk to you guys and other people in the park about it. And so he was wondering, why am I receiving these ads? And it seemed as if his phone was listening to him. And well, surprised that's not as crazy as it sounds. My dad's phone was probably listening to him and tailoring these ads towards what he was talking about, which was, in this case, pin trading at Disney World. And this idea is something that is being highly debated today, and there's many examples of this happening. And one of those is with Google. If you are a user of Google services and have ever used voice search on Google, you can actually do a filtered search for voice on audio, which will show you a list of all your audio recordings that you can play back and listen to at any time. The Google Assistant for Android phones is very similar to Apple's Siri. Google claims that it only turns on and begins recording when you utter the words "OK Google," but investigations have found that that might not actually be true, and that just saying the word "OK" in conversation has prompted it to switch on your phone and record around 20 seconds of audio. So here's an example or a diagram of how that all works. Your Android phone can be in use or locked in sad idle. Software is constantly listening for the phrase "OK Google" so it knows whether to assist you in any way. You or someone close by you says "OK Google" or something similar like "OK go for it," "OK sure," or anything with the word "OK," which will then activate your microphone. Google begins recording for around 10 seconds after you've spoken. It will record anything you say, no matter how personal. And then after that, the software stops recording. The audio file is uploaded to Google's cloud where it's stored, and you can go back and view it at any time. So then other examples include smartphones and social media. It's almost like they're working together to listen to you. One report says that a woman complained to her boyfriend about a migraine. It was her first ever one, and then the next day she noticed that she was being followed by a migraine support group on Twitter. Another report said that a woman had an in-depth chat with her sister about a tax issue, and the next day was served up a Facebook ad for tax experts offering advice on the exact same issue. And then one of my friends, she actually told me the other day she got a special cup for her birthday from one of her friends, and she never looked up anything about this cup or had no idea that this was going to be a gift to her. It wasn't even on her radar. Then she got it and she was like, "Oh, this is awesome. I love it." And just was talking about it with everybody. And then she noticed on Facebook that she was getting ads for that exact same cup and she just couldn't believe it. She was like, "I had no clue I was getting this and I would never have even guessed I was getting it to look it up." So she just was like, "My phone is absolutely listening to me." She was just blown away by it. And then my last example, many people have said that they discussed popular products and holiday destinations, and shortly afterwards they noticed advertising on social media the same theme. So probably things like people talk about somewhere they want to go for a holiday, and then they see an ad on Facebook for a vacation package saying like you should come here, and it's like I literally just talked about that. So that's just another example of how our phone is listening to us. Advertisers are now able to target YouTube ads toward people based on their search histories, which will allow brands to have a whole new perspective into the consumer mindset. And then some apps have even increasingly incorporated ultrasonic tones to track consumers. They ask permission to access your smartphone microphone, then listen for inaudible beacons that emanate from retail stores, advertisements, and even websites. So then advertisers can get an exact idea of where you are, where you shop, things you like, things like that. So there's so much wrong with this, and it's like our privacy is totally being invaded, and what's the problem? We need to do something. And privacy is the main ethical issue behind all this. Your recordings probably aren't actually being listened to a human, but companies are certainly applying algorithms to look for patterns and determine potentially useful things about your behaviors and interests. audio data can reveal all sorts of things. Ambient noise can reveal whether you're in the living room or in the bathtub. Background noises could reveal who you're with, or even if you're asleep, because if there's no noise, it'll be like, oh, well, that person must be asleep. And things have gotten so bad that the Center for Democracy and Technology believes there should be baseline privacy legislation to protect us, but it's also trying to convince companies that collecting less data is actually in their interest. They do not necessarily need all this info, and it is increasing their potential legal liability. So, in conclusion, should you be worried? And if so, can you do anything about it? Well, the audio space is still relatively mature compared to the techniques and tricks companies are using to track our wider online activity. But as our devices start to listen in more and more, it is an increasingly legitimate worry. With services like Siri or Google Assistant, your phone is always listening for a keyword that's processed locally. It doesn't start recording until it hears OK Google or Hey Siri if you have an Apple phone, and then at that point it starts recording and it uploads an audio file. So to stop this, you can just go into your voice and audio section settings of your phone and turn the OK Google or Hey Siri detection off. And then sticking to popular apps and not granting microphone access is a smart move. If you know this application has no reason to access my microphone at all, then you should say no when I ask for that. But if you just say yes and didn't mean to, then you can go into your settings for both Android and iOS, and then it will have a microphone privilege section, and then you can just turn on and off which apps have access to your microphone. Well, okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something today about if our technology is listening to us, and if so, how you can better protect yourself from your privacy being put out there. Thank you guys so much.